From a very young age, I had this obsession with Felix. After he broke up with his first love, I was there for him for 5 whole years. I went from being the most elegant socialite to being the wild girl who drank and raced cars with him. Then he proposed, but in the second year of our marriage, he cheated with his first love. Jealousy and anger drove me mad, and I drove straight at the two of them. There was a loud bang, and suddenly, I found myself a year back in time. Now all I want is a divorce. Except now he's stubbornly refusing. After immense pain, I slowly opened my eyes. My last memory was of me, like a desperate lunatic, driving towards Felix and Lily. But now, I was lying perfectly fine in my bed at home. The man at the foot of the bed heard me stir, adjusted his tie, and turned to face me. "Awake?" he asked in a monotone voice, like it was just something he needed to say. I recognized that tie. Lily gave it to him years ago. And even after they broke up, he couldn't bear to throw it away. "There's something important at work tonight. No need to wait up. You're not feeling well anyway. And tonight's just an anniversary." He paused. "We'll make it up over the weekend." I stared blankly at him. I remembered this moment. This was meant to be our first wedding anniversary, but because of one word from Lily, he left me to meet her instead. I pretended to be sick hoping he'd stay, but he went anyway. That night, when I found them at the Riverside Revolving Restaurant, they were gazing into each other's eyes, full of tenderness and sweetness. Even though I wasn't far away, I felt like a third wheel kept outside their world. Back then, furious at Felix's betrayal, I charged into the restaurant, hurling wine onto them, and causing a scene like some crazy woman. Afterward, with her hair dripping wine, Lily calmly took a contract out of her purse. She was discussing business with Felix on behalf of a supplier. Felix didn't speak to me for a whole month after that, until I apologized first. I apologized to Lily for my rash behavior, just as Felix wanted. I'll never forget the way Lily looked at me when I apologized. She generously said it's okay. From then on, Lily openly worked at Felix's company and boldly entered our lives. Now, as I stare blankly at Felix's tie, I grab my phone from the nightstand. "What's with you?" He frowned. Sure enough, the date was right. I pinched my cheek hard. It hurt a lot, and tears sprang to my eyes. Turns out, I really have been reborn to a year ago. I buried my head in my hands and shook uncontrollably. "Clara, what's the drama?" Felix's voice came with a mix of impatience. "Anniversaries are just formalities. Does it matter that much if we celebrate or not? What more do you want?" He suddenly pulled my hands away from my face, and for a moment, froze at the sight of my mixed tears and laughter. "Sorry, I'm just really happy that I wiped my tears. Go do what you need to, don't worry about me." He frowned but released me. He walked a few steps then stopped. "If you're feeling bad, call the assistant, get a doctor to come over." "Okay." He turned to leave, and as I watched his back, I blurted out, "Felix." He turned his head. "What now?" I looked at the man I'd been with for 6 years. The man who vowed on our wedding to love me forever. The man I thought would be my one true love. "Once you get through this busy period, let's get a divorce." Felix stood frozen. But soon, his expression returned to impatience. "Clara, enough's enough? Can you stop with this? Does it mean anything? Tonight?" He rubbed his temples. "I'll try to get back early." "That's not what I meant." But he wasn't listening anymore, and strode towards the hallway. Door opened and closed, and the room returned to silence. I sighed. Honestly, at this point in time, the old me was obsessed with Felix. How could I have possibly wanted a divorce? Of course, he didn't believe me. Pretty much no one would. He probably thought I was just finding a new way to force him to stay with me. I used to be such a fool. I've liked Felix since I was a kid. Our families have always been close, and he was the big brother next door I always admired. Later on, he went abroad for school and met Lily. I heard they were crazy about each other, but broke up because of constant fighting. When Felix got back home, he'd changed completely. He smoked, drank too much, and raced cars completely reckless. He wasn't the breath of fresh air. The big brother next door I remembered. He wouldn't listen to anyone. To get him to drink less, I drank with him. Worried he might be in danger racing, I'd always be there with him. So, I was his friend and stayed by his side for 5 long years until he confessed. He said he liked me, and wanted to spend his life with me. So we got married. After we tied the knot, he settled down, took over the family business. We'd eat together, watch movies. He didn't drink or race anymore. Late at night, he'd hold me close and call me Clara over and over. Back then, I thought this sweetness would last forever. But then after just 1 year, Lily came back. I cried, got mad, broke things, even lowered my pride and begged him. But nothing I did could compare to just one look from Lily. As time passed, Felix started coming home less and less. When we were together, we were either giving each other the silent treatment or arguing. I mean, I wasn't the wrong one, yet I was the only one being punished day in and day out. That's when I realized that you can't force love. A second choice is always just a second choice. Despite giving my all for this love, all I got in return was pain. I became resentful. If Felix didn't like me at all, why didn't he push me away from the start? He was the one who said he liked me and wanted to marry me. Yet, when she came back, he brushed me aside without hesitation. What am I, Clara? 5 years plus 2 more years. Who has one after another deeply loved 7 years. Finally, I went from love to hate, went crazy, just wanted to go down with them, even gave up my own life. Looking back now, I was such a complete fool. I got up and walked to the mirror. The me in the mirror doesn't have the twisted face from a year later. No expression of jealousy and hate. Still the praised, serene, and elegant lady. Today is definitely an anniversary. But not a wedding anniversary. It's the anniversary of my rebirth. I won't be foolish again. And I won't repeat the same mistakes. This time, I will live well for myself. I jumped out of bed and called my best friend, Carrie, to hang out. By 7 p.m., we were standing in front of the biggest bar in the city. Carrie looked at me with a complicated expression. Are you sure you want to go in? I nodded. It was bustling inside the bar. I wasn't there to drink, but to find someone. By 10 p.m., Carrie insisted on pulling me out. Who exactly are you looking for? Can't you find them tomorrow? Carrie's grandma had already called her 5 times. And I didn't want to make it hard for her. So I decided to walk out with her and let her go home first, while I stayed at the bar's entrance to find my target. Just as we reached the bar's doorway, a college boy appeared in front of me. Sis, I'm from neighboring University A. I've been watching you inside for a while. Can I get to know you? I was stunned. Carrie came over. Buddy, forget it, she's married. Are you short on money? I asked. The young guy was stunned. Clara, have you lost it? Carrie's eyes were wide open in shock. The young man stammered. I didn't give him a chance to refuse. I took his phone, scanned the QR code, hit accept and handed it back to him. Definitely contact me. Clara. Carrie's face turned green as she desperately tugged at me. Have you had too much to drink? Do you know what you're doing? I certainly knew. Clara. Suddenly my wrist was grabbed firmly. I froze and turned back. It was Felix? What was he doing here? What the hell are you doing? His voice held a barely concealed anger. And standing not far behind him was Lily. Back at home, it was only 11 p.m. Felix handed me hangover medicine. I shook my head. I told you, I didn't drink much. He looked at me for a moment silently. Clara, what's the point of this? I looked up at him confused. Deliberately having Carrie text me you're at the bar, and then acting out that scene with that guy in front of me. His tone was cold. That guy, was he also someone you hired? Do you just have to do this? I looked at him silently. Carrie might have thought I was acting off tonight and was worried. So she texted Felix, but of course, he wouldn't believe this excuse. Clearly, he was the one lying tonight. But whether in my past life or this one, he could always pin the mistakes on me. He just relies on me loving him, caring for him, and always being the first to compromise. So do I annoy you? I looked up at him. What? If so, then let's divorce. I said. He was stunned. Just because I didn't agree to be home tonight? Do you have to make such a fuss? Divorce, right? He looked disbelief. Fine, as long as you want it. Then let's divorce. With that, he turned and went to the bathroom. By the time he came out, I had moved his daily clothes, pillow, and quilt to the guest room. What the hell is this? He frowned. I placed the last pile of clothes on the bed and wiped the thin sweat from my forehead. Since we're getting divorced, I think it's inappropriate to share a bed anymore. So I moved your things here first. Since it's temporary anyway, you can make do. I won't take the house. And after we're divorced and I leave, you can move back to the master bedroom. He laughed. All right, enough already, right? He sat on the bed, looking up at me. Do you know that divorce isn't something you just say? Yeah, I nodded, I'm serious. He sneered. Okay. Suit yourself, just don't regret it. Every time we have to make a fuss. Aren't you tired? Because I sure am. I knew what he was referring to. After all, every past argument followed the same routine. Argue Cold War, I apologize and reconcile. The beloved one is always unshakable. But this time is different. That night, I locked the bedroom door and slept exceptionally soundly. The following morning, I got up to make breakfast. Felix didn't say a word to me and went straight to the office. Of course, I wasn't planning to make him breakfast or lunch. It wouldn't be long before Lily joined the company, and she would bring Felix all sorts of surprises for lunch every day, while the nutritious meals I meticulously prepared for him would be treated as garbage. Holding a glass of milk, I came to the table. My phone lit up. It was a message from the boy from last night. It was an apology message. Sorry, I apologize for my reckless behavior yesterday. If it affected you and your husband, I'm willing to step up and explain. Followed by a bunch of apologies. I sighed, sending him a location. Medical company. The group was involved in many industries. My dad offered me a general medical management as a dowry. In my past life, I was entirely focused on Felix, only wanting to help him secure his position in the family, and didn't pay much attention to this company. But for him, I networked, even disregarded my dignity to bend over backward, and finally, he called me a money grubber. In the medical office, I met the college boy from yesterday. His name was Jason. How did you know about me? I smiled. I saw your photo while visiting University A regarding the freshman scholarship. I lied. I did see him indeed, but it was before my past life's end. That night, I went to the company to find Felix, hoping to have a good talk with him again, but instead, heard him and Lily making love through the door panel. Why are you acting like a ravenous wolf? Lily giggled. Slow down, I'm pregnant. What? Why are you so excited? Put me down. That sentence was like the death sentence to my last strand of delusions. I'm his wife, yet he said he didn't want kids. He always took precautions. But he got Lily pregnant. As I dragged my lead-filled legs out of the office, I couldn't help but squat on the ground and cry my heart out. I don't know how long it was before a passing homeless man handed me a piece of paper. You're crying so hard, he said, taking a half-smoked cigarette from the ground and chewing it in his mouth. Are you worse off than me? He sat down next to me and started talking about his life. He grew up taking care of his disabled dad while studying. He had no choice but to be a sugar baby for a rich lady to pay for his dad's treatment. Later, because he refused to be treated like a gift, his story got spread in school. They stripped him of all his honors and scholarships. Not wanting to bow down to her again, he racked up debts. But his dad still passed away from missing the best treatment window. His medical patent application got stolen by the company he interned with, and they even sued him, asking for compensation. When I got into a university, I thought I'd have a new life. He laughed bitterly. If you need money, I have some. I said. Little did I know he'd misunderstand me. You thinking of being my sugar mama too? But you don't need to, he said. Living is too tiring. The next day, when I drove to find Felix and Lily, I heard there was a body found by the river last night. A few hours later, I died too. I went to the bar last night because I remembered he had mentioned being picked up there by the rich lady a year ago. Surprisingly, I found him. This time around, I'm hoping not just for myself, but for him too, to have a good life. Are you in trouble? I acted like I knew nothing, asking him. Jason bit his lip. My dad's sick. He's in the hospital now. It's costing a lot every day. I need money. He seemed hesitant, but continued. A quick way to make money. Someone told me, there are a lot of rich people at that bar. I lost my head. His face turned deep red. He couldn't finish the sentence. Would you like to intern at my company? I asked. What? He looked up surprised. You see, in the medical field, our company is still in its infancy. We need fresh blood and brains. I'm just a student. Do you want me to do sales? I laughed. No way could that happen. You can start as an intern in the research department. However much your dad's treatment needs can be advanced from your salary. Pay it back whenever you can. Research department? He was taken aback. Don't you need a PhD for that? I'm not worthy. How do you know unless you try? I shook my head. Trust me, you'll be someone really accomplished one day. His patent that got stolen? Not even a professor could pull it off. Jason stared at me in a daze. His eyes suddenly turned red. Thank you. He turned away, wiping his eyes. I won't let you down. I smiled. Of course you won't. He was meant to shine bright all along. I had finance advance his salary and matched him with the best research resources. I believe this time, I can change both our destinies. For the next month, while Felix and I lived under the same roof, we barely saw each other or spoke. Like last time, a Cold War, but this time was different. Before, I'd cry every day trying to fix things. This time, I worked late every night and didn't contact him once. Until Friday before work ended. I suddenly remembered I left my stamp in my office at Felix's company's building. So I drove over to get it. Unexpectedly, I ran into Lily as soon as I entered. She had big waves cascading down her shoulders and wore a deep red low-neck dress, holding a takeout bag. Clearly, she had been here for some time. Seeing me, she paused momentarily, then flashed a bright smile and walked over. If you don't mind, let's grab a coffee, she said. The cafe on the first floor was an idea of mine after Felix took over the company, providing employees a space to relax and feel good. And now here I was, sitting in the cafe with his first love, each of us holding a cup of milk tea. This is my favorite milk tea, Lily said, flicking her hair back. I loved it during my time abroad. I can't believe he tracked down the original restaurant owner and bought the recipe just because I mentioned I wanted it here. I know, I said flatly because allowing milk tea was my approval. Lily's face stiffened. When Felix took over after our marriage, he got overwhelmed. Since his father trusted me, I handled part of the business, including office and logistics. Last time, when Felix asked for milk tea in the cafe, the request went through as an employee suggestion. To me, it seemed harmless to diversify the cafe's offerings, so I approved it without a second thought. Later, when Lily let slip what it was about, I realized the milk tea was all for her. I fought with Felix over it, and he said I was unreasonable. After that, he often stayed out at night. The cafe is for employees, so we take their suggestions seriously. I sipped the milk tea, admitting it tasted good. If you have other ideas, you can continue to suggest them. I put my cup down and grabbed my bag, ignoring her ashen face. After a few steps, I heard Lily suddenly stand up behind me. Clara, isn't it pointless holding on to him like this? I stopped. What? Holding on to someone who doesn't love you is just sad. Isn't it? Miss Kai, you're quite the bleeding heart. He used to be such a fun person. Look what he's become with you. She raised her voice. When he was with me, he was free, happy. Now with you, he's stuck in boring routine. She got in my face. Do you even care about what he feels? Do you know what he wants? Have you ever seen his genuine smile? You know, for the past month I've been bringing him meals. He says my food's full of surprises, way more fun than your so-called nutritious meals. Only when he eats my food, do I see flashes of the old him. She looked like she was about to cry. Clara. A familiar voice called out from behind. Felix hurried over. What's going on? Lily turned her head, wiping the tears from her eyes. Clara. Felix's voice was strained with anger as he grabbed my hand. What are you doing? Let's go home. Felix dragged me to the car and drove us back home. How long are you going to keep this up? This is between us, leave other people out of it. As soon as we got home, he laid it on me. I hired Lily for her skills. You went to work and gave her a hard time? You embarrassed me, don't you realize? Oh, I gave her a hard time. I calmly looked at him, walked over to the drawer, and pulled out a freshly drafted divorce agreement from the lawyer's office. What does this mean? He was stunned. Check the terms. I sat on the couch. We've been married a year. I'll leave the management team and take only my dowry. He was in disbelief. You want a divorce? Didn't we agree on this a month ago? Clara, when will this end? He began airing grievances. Whenever Lily's mentioned, you lose it, telling me to toss out her gifts, delete her photos. And now a divorce threat? Grow up. Felix, what's my favorite food? He was speechless. What are you doing testing me with silly games? He scoffed. Yeah, so do you know? He sat there for a while. Plain noodle soup. And my favorite drink? Black coffee. Fruit. Apples. Felix, my favorite food is snail noodles, favorite drink is vanilla latte, and favorite fruit is durian. But you always. Because you're usually drinking, I make light soup for you. Apples are the best fruits for someone with an erratic eating schedule. Black coffees because I stay up late with you racing to stay awake. He stood there stunned. You remember your first love's preferences from 6 years ago, and help her relive them. But in 6 years of being together, you never cared to learn even a little about me. I had one day thought liking someone meant he liked everything about them. But now I see liking someone means wanting to understand everything deeply, not just saying the words. Doesn't this all seem pointless to you? Are you always going to fixate on little things like this, Clara? Yes, I'm that kind of person. I nodded. He was stunned again. So let's divorce. Another talk with Felix ended badly. Maybe we were never right for each other. I held on too tight, blinded by the Felix who showed kindness before I turned 18, ignoring our lack of fit. Days went by, life kept me busy. I stopped pressing him on the divorce. A year from now, once Lily's pregnant, Felix will rush for the divorce. I attended a medical seminar. Need a specialist with me. The research team appointed Jason. Thanks for finding a doctor for my dad. He spoke softly in the car. I owe you big time. I chuckled. Just live your life well. That'll be enough, thanks. Suddenly, a semi-truck swung in from a side road. A car in front wouldn't yield. The truck didn't slow, the car veered straight at us. The windshield shattered, the airbags deployed, my consciousness faded. I woke up in a hospital, Felix and Carrie there. She's awake. I'll tell Auntie and the others. Carrie ran out. I gawked at Felix. His face scruffy, eyes red, clothes uncharacteristically rumpled. How do you lose control like that? He finally spoke. On my way here, they said someone couldn't pull through. I thought it was you. Someone didn't make it? What's he talking about? I jumped from bed. Jason? Where's Jason? Felix was stunned. Are you crazy? You're still hurt. He pinned me back. Let go, where's Jason? Last thing I remember, Jason unbuckling to shield me. How could this be? This life, I wanted to save him. Clara. Felix still holding me. You're not going anywhere. Focus on your recovery first. Let go. Carrie walked in quickly. Don't panic, not the boy, it was the truck driver. I was stunned. Not him. Tears flowed uncontrollably. Carrie gently patted my shoulder. He probably protected you, got hurt worse. But he's awake too, don't worry. Felix watched me cry, his face unreadable. Insisting, I went to see Jason. Head bandaged, he grinned when he saw me. Glad we're okay. Jason, pull a stunt like that again, you're fired. He was stunned. I just want to repay you. What I did wasn't worth you risking your life for. I said seriously, word by word. I helped you so you could live. Not so you'd die for me in some critical moment. I understand. After a pause, he bowed his head and said softly. The room went silent. You know how much I'd have to pay if something happened to your head, right? I reached out and flicked his forehead. Ha. He froze. Get better quickly, so you can get back to work for me, I said fiercely. He stared at me blankly for a while, then suddenly laughed. Okay. His voice was soft. Don't worry. I won't make you compensate anything. I stayed in the hospital for a month. During that month, Felix seemed to change a bit. He came to the hospital every day. Before, when we were together, I was the one who talked nonstop. Now I didn't feel like talking to him much. But he'd sit around, not leaving, trying to make conversation. Even when I'd pretend to sleep, he wouldn't leave. He'd just sit quietly for a while, and then adjust my blanket. Finally, the day came to leave the hospital. Felix took me home. In the evening, when he came back from work, he found me packing things up. Where are you going? His face flashed with a hint of panic. I thought, since we're getting a divorce, it's better if we live separately. I didn't look up, continuing to pack my bags. Clara. After a bit, he suddenly called my name. I looked up. Do you have someone else outside? The room went silent. Is it him? He asked softly. Stop guessing. I said. Other than me. I've never seen you this nervous over another guy. His tone, for some reason, seemed a bit jealous. I sighed. Felix, not everyone can shamelessly keep two people on the hook at once. So you're still on my ship, right? He spoke softly. I frowned. We're getting divorced. I'll fire Lily and you fire him. We can stay together, all right? I froze. What are you talking about? I found it ridiculous. I won't fire Jason. Is he that important to you? He suddenly raised his voice. He stepped forward and grabbed my shoulders. You like him that much? Can't let him go. Felix, don't you think you're being unreasonable? Unreasonable? I'm your husband. I looked at him quietly, pushed him away, and took out the divorce agreement. Felix, if you don't sign, I'll file for divorce. With that, I pushed him out the door and closed it. The next morning, when I woke up, Felix was still at home. I went into the kitchen for water, and to my surprise, he followed me. I was impulsive last night, I'm sorry. I glanced at him. What do you want for breakfast? He asked. Make whatever you want. I'm busy and eating at the office. The fridge here is empty. Lunch. Lily said she's always fixed it for you. No, his expression showed a hint of panic. That was only because you didn't cook for me, and I had nothing to eat. No need to explain. I don't care whose food you eat. Are you coming back for dinner? I'm eating at the office tonight too. The cafeteria serves the same thing daily. I'll buy some groceries today, and we can have dinner like we used to. Felix, I interrupted him. Did you read the agreement? The air turned silent. If you disagree with any point, we can discuss it. No, he shook his head, speaking softly. I just think we shouldn't rush to divorce over an argument. He rarely lowered his stance like a guilty child. I admit it was wrong to meet Lily behind your back. I just thought if I told you, you'd make a fuss, and I didn't want to argue over it again. He reached out and wrapped his arms around me. Honey, this time it's my fault, okay? You've vented your feelings enough. Let's drop it and make up, all right? The warmth behind me. Felix's kiss lightly on my ear, but my heart felt undisturbed. In 6 years together, he rarely apologized to me. He always stood on a pedestal as the beloved one, looking down at me. Maybe he thought as soon as he humbled himself, I'd cry from emotion and make up with him. But what he didn't know is that a dead heart doesn't cry. Felix. I gently pried his fingers off, turning to avoid his lips. I'm not acting on a whim. I'm seriously talking to you about divorce. His arms suddenly went rigid. Clara, he held my shoulders firmly, eyes red. We've been together for 6 years, 6 years of love. What principle did I violate that you'd have to leave me? We've argued before. Didn't we always make up? You like him that much? I looked up, gazing at him coolly. Think whatever you want. Blame it on me being unreasonable or dismissing feelings. I don't care. I'm divorcing you. A broke college student who hasn't even graduated. Just trying to get with a rich woman for money. He can't give you anything. And he's making you divorce me. Felix. I shouted. He froze. Don't you get it yet? There's only one reason I'm divorcing you. I don't love you anymore. That's all. I thought about it and decided to move back to my parents during the divorce discussions with Felix. After all, this sort of thing should be mentioned to them ahead of time. As expected, as soon as I brought up divorce, my dad was firmly against it. Everyone watched you two get married back then. You're splitting up in less than a year. It's a joke. So is what others say more important? Or is your daughter's happiness more important? I questioned. My dad was furious. This marriage can't end. I can't bear the shame. Weren't you ashamed when you were seeing someone else? My dad was so angry he couldn't even speak. Back then, wasn't it you who shamelessly chased after him? Always drinking with him, racing cars with him. You embarrassed me once and now only a year later, you're getting a divorce. What do you expect people to say? Dad, why don't you go inside and rest for a bit? My brother quickly came over, gave me a look, and helped my dad into the study. After they came out, my brother and I took a walk in the garden. Sis, do you remember this place? He pointed to the flower bed ahead. When I was little and misbehaved, Dad would hit me, and you'd hide me here and face his anger yourself. I gave a bitter smile. Dad only ever yelled at me because of my name. Without you, I'd be in the family album with a black eye. We looked at each other and laughed. Hey, I thought for a moment and said softly, If I talked mom and dad into a divorce now, would you be against it? He was silent for a bit, then shook his head. Sis, nothing is more important than you and mom's happiness. When you liked Felix back then, I thought he wasn't good enough for you, but supported you going for what you wanted. You seem gentle on the outside, but you're really stubborn, and you keep things bottled up inside. I was always worried that if he let you down, you'd overthink things. Now if you want to leave him, whatever the reason, I support you as long as you're true to yourself. As for mom, she gave up so much for us. Anything you and mom decide, I'm fully behind it. Thanks, little bro. I hugged him, feeling a sting in my eyes. You're honestly the best brother in the world. Don't get mushy on me. He laughed, patting me. Don't worry, it's my turn now. Dad's got to listen to me. You used to protect me, now I get to protect you guys. Sis, go ahead and do what you want. If the sky falls, your brother's got your back. After a while my mom came back. A divorce? She was stunned. I nodded. Mom, weren't you and dad done a long time ago? Wouldn't it be better to split? Deep down to him, only that girl who passed away meant everything. I'm over 50, who's gonna take me? She laughed. Besides, I've lived this way for years. What's the point of shaking things up? What, find a new romance or something? It's because you're older now that you need to live your life your way. She was taken aback. I've already decided to divorce Felix too. What? Her eyes widened. Why? Didn't you love him? I used to like him a lot, but he's always gonna hold a torch for his first. I don't want to waste my life on a pointless marriage. So I'm leaving him. Will you back me up? She looked at me in shock, then wrapped her arms around me. Tears started to fall. Why is my life misfortunate enough, but my daughter has to endure the same? Why? She cried harder. I know. She never really got over it. All these years she endured it for my brother and me. I gently patted her. Mom, it's okay. If life's tough, we'll change it. In my past, I was lost in my own sadness. I didn't think about all the pain my mom went through. This time, I'll make sure she's truly happy. Later, my brother gave me his apartment keys near his office. I moved there for a while. The first night I moved out, Felix called me 10 times. But I was in a meeting with the tech team. When I left the meeting, my assistant told me Felix had been waiting for me in my office for 2 hours. He's this anxious just for the divorce papers? I rushed back to my office and found him spacing out in front of my desk. The divorce papers. Wasn't there a photo of us here? He suddenly interrupted softly. Where'd it go? I hesitated. Where else would it go? With a divorce on the line, naturally I tossed it. Seeing I didn't respond, he paused. I'm here to take you home. I sighed. Felix, we're all ready. I think our marriage can be saved. He stepped closer. While you've been away, I remembered so much. I looked at old photos like the albums you made each year. Remember? We've been together for 6 years, Clara. He held my hand. How could we just divorce like it's nothing? Come home with me. We can sort out any misunderstandings. I don't think it's really a misunderstanding for us. I freed my hand. Maybe you think I'm being sensitive, unreasonable, that these things are small or misunderstandings. But when you met Lily, asked her into the company, added milk tea cause of her, shared food with her, did you ever think of our 6 years? Did you ever think about my feelings? He just stared at me blankly. You didn't because you're used to being loved by me. You've never loved me. That's not true. He hastily tried to take my hand again. Of course I love you. You're just used to always having me around. I pulled away. When you're back with Lily, I'll be forgotten. You might even be excited to ditch boring me. Who said you're boring? He raised his voice but suddenly seemed to realize something. I quietly watched him. I'll make sure she's gone. He approached, holding me cautiously. I'll never see her again. I'll throw away anything you want. I promise. Felix. I sighed, feeling worn out. Your birthday's coming. Last year you were stuck at work. Let's celebrate the right way this time. I've said before, if you don't agree to the divorce, I'll file. He went rigid. What happened to you? Why did you change? He let me go, stepping back like he couldn't believe it. I looked up and met those eyes I was once crazy about. I used to think they were as breathtaking as stars in the sky. But now, they just seem okay. Maybe that's the difference between love and indifference. He's still not signing? My brother asked, frowning in the CEO's office. Yeah, I nodded. Lately, he's been coming to the company every day, bringing flowers, little gifts, all that. He even had Lily leave the company and got HR to report it to me. Want me to put some pressure on him through the company? My brother asked, twirling his pen. I shook my head. No need, he'll figure it out eventually. How's Mom doing? I asked. She finally gets it, he chuckled. I've already found a lawyer. Just then Felix called. There's a thank you gala tomorrow night. Any chance you can go with me? Until we're officially divorced, I'm still his wife personally, and a part of the management team professionally. In such settings, it's important to show up. So I said okay. The next afternoon, I arrived at the venue and changed into the dress my assistant picked for me. It wasn't my usual style, a bit flashy and sexy, but I figured I wouldn't be attending many more events, so whatever. Then a hiccup occurred. Lily, representing a supplier, came wearing the exact same dress. It's not the worst thing, unless it's the ex-girlfriend and the current wife in matching outfits, which is awkward. Felix and Lily's past affair was famously high profile. People in the know started whispering. Standing with Felix at the front, Lily, in her 4-inch heels, swayed over with a glass of wine to toast. Felix, I'm back at my old job. So we're partners again, she beamed. Here's to the company's thriving future. Felix's face wasn't looking good, like he was afraid to lose something. He held my hand tightly, and then the lights went out. The host's voice boomed from the stage. Dear guests, as you know, a year ago, there was a change of leadership. Over this past year, Felix and his wife tripled the company's profits, an achievement admired by many. Today, the CEO made a video, showcasing the journey of how he met and fell in love with his wife. Let's applaud for love and celebrate true feelings. Amid applause, the big screen lit up. Accompanied by sentimental music, photos of Felix and me from childhood began to flash by. Pictures from when we first met at 6 or 7, taken by our parents and family gatherings having meals together. Childhood sweethearts, how sweet! Someone in the crowd exclaimed. But when Felix turned 18, the girl in the photos suddenly became Lily. Felix's face went ghost white. Photo after photo appeared, buzzing with images of him and Lily on a motorcycle, goofing off, even kissing. The crowd was buzzing. Do you see the girl in the photos just change? What's this about? Didn't you know about the CEO's past? Made headlines back then. Felix was holding my hand tight. What the hell? He turned to Lily, disbelieving. The video was with my assistant. Was this you? Why? I just wanted you to see things clearly. Lily flipped her big waves. To realize who really makes you happy. She pointed at the screen, now showing pictures from 5 years ago with me back as the main girl. Look at your expression. With her, even your smile is forced. You kicked me out because you were used to having her around. But who are you really into? Aren't you clear now? Get out. Felix's whole body shook, voice low. Get out of here. Can't you wake up, Felix? Lily raised her voice instead. You used to shout out your love for me even at school meetings. Where did that bold, lively you go? When did you become such a timid man? Just then the lights came back on. Even the host wasn't expecting this, and was momentarily speechless. Lily didn't leave. She stood her ground, staring at Felix. The entire hall was waiting for the drama among the three of us to unfold. Maybe, as she said, she could live unrestrained for love, but I couldn't let the company become a laughingstock today. I closed my eyes for a second, lifted my skirt, went up on stage, and took the microphone from the stunned host. Good evening, esteemed guests and partners. We're here tonight to sincerely thank everyone who contributed greatly to the company's growth this past year. I smiled. Our company is still young, even after 2 generations. Felix created this video to remind us that youth is beautiful, diverse, unknown, challenging, joyful, and moving. This past year, thanks to your support, the company has moved toward more possibilities, shedding its youthful shell, becoming more mature, grounded, and reliable, gaining more industry recognition and acclaim. Let's continue working hand in hand to create industry splendor. There was a big round of applause. Those in the know gave me discreet thumbs ups. Taking this opportunity, I continued. I'm also officially announcing that as the company's business has stabilized, I will gradually step down from management. The crowd buzzed, focusing back on Felix and Lily. I smiled. It's simple. As you know, my mom and I have always been passionate about philanthropy. And in the future, I'll be focusing on developing my medical company. The healthcare company is still in its early stages. We hope to leverage modern science to create our own medical innovations, ease patients' pain, and bring hope and a brighter future to people. Another round of applause. I glanced at Felix and made up my mind. Felix and I had already reached an agreement deciding, but before I could say the word divorce, a piercing noise came from the speakers. The sound of a mic being forcibly turned off. I looked to my side and saw Felix had run onto the stage panting. Honey, don't. His face was full of pleading. He took the microphone from my hand. Though he smiled at the crowd, his lips were trembling. My wife and I have decided to continue our passion for public welfare. We hope for your support. In the lounge, Felix and I sat facing each other. It was the assistant, Clara. I had no idea he would do that, including the dress. I wanted to surprise you. I know, it's okay, Dad, I replied calmly. In my past life, right before I died, I learned the assistant was working for Lily. The assistant's mom had a heart condition. Lily's mom is a renowned heart doctor overseas, and was the surgeon for the assistant's mom. It's just that the way you rushed up like that, people might gossip. It's not great. I don't care. His eyes were red. Who cares about reputation? When you were with me, there were rumors too, and you never cared, did you? I paused. You and I are different. Clara, he half knelt before me looking up. Don't lose hope in me, okay? I swear anything you've done for me, I can do for you. I admit, when I was young, I was attracted to Lily. She was loud and always doing outrageous and wild things. Her personality drew me in, but we weren't a good fit. Maybe our breakup was too bitter, which left me unwilling to let go. Seeing her again triggered those old feelings. But now I'm really awake. Over these years, I've grown to love you. Being with you has never felt forced. You're always so calm, yet so strong, gentle, and forgiving. You've changed me, made me mature. He held my hand tightly. Clara, please don't leave me, all right? Give me another chance, okay? I sighed. Let go first. Let me go change out of this dress. On the way to the dressing room, someone approached me. It was John, a supplier from the company. Clara, John said, sidling up to me. That speech was brilliant. Thanks, Dad. I tried to move past him, but he suddenly grabbed my arm. Don't pretend around me. We go way back, he winked. Your first love's ready to break out the ring. And you're still sticking to him? Even putting out fires for him? Everyone can see what's going on. John let go of me. His slimy fingers slid over my arm. Clara, no need to be so distant. Felix might be blind, but I'm not. I've liked you for a long time. I still have the video of you winning that dance competition, saved on my hard drive. With a loud crash, a fist landed squarely on John's face. I jumped. Felix had come out of nowhere, punching John repeatedly. Hey, assault. He's trying to kill me. John screamed. Felix, are you crazy? Lily showed up, trying to pull him off. What are you doing? Keep it up and you'll land in jail. Get off. He laid hands on my wife. Felix's eyes were red, but he didn't stop. Lily was taken aback. She slowly released Felix and stepped back. You're quite proud, aren't you? She turned to me suddenly. But do you know how many fights he got into for me? Too many to count on 10 fingers. Don't think you've won. With that, she spun around and left the venue. John's incident was settled with a mutual agreement. Felix refused to go to the hospital. With no other choice, I borrowed a first aid kit from the company to patch him up. For your birthday, how do you want to celebrate? He asked carefully. Just something simple like a bowl of noodles. Let me celebrate it for you, please. He anxiously grabbed my hand, only to wince in pain from his wound. I was too tired to argue about this with him, so I simply agreed with a fine. In the following days, Felix kept bringing over gifts diligently. Are you really going to divorce Felix? I feel like he's changed lately. Just the other day, he was asking me about your favorite flowers, Carrie asked. Did you tell him? No way. I said you liked colorful flowers, made him guess. I chuckled. Oh, right, I said with a smile. You know I've been busy with the medical company stuff lately, right? As a C University medical school grad, any interest in helping out? Carrie's situation is different from mine. She comes from an ordinary merchant family and married up. Her husband's family looks down on her, making her stay home after marriage to look after the family. She can't stay out late, and her clothes have to be conservative. In her past life, she endured her in-laws' various harsh demands out of love, eventually falling into depression. Living a second time, I want her to live as who she really is. Can I do it? Why not? Your husband supports you working, doesn't he? She nodded. But my mother-in-law, Carrie, you know the biggest lesson I learned from my own marriage? Never lose yourself for others. The place where a woman can truly shine isn't a cramped 100-square-foot home. Carrie was stunned. But in the next second, her previously dim eyes were full of new light and longing. You're right, she gave me a tight hug. This life wasn't my dream. On the day of my birthday, my brother came with me back to my and Felix's home. As soon as we entered, a strange smell hit us. In the kitchen, Felix was clumsily preparing ingredients. Seeing us come in, he happily greeted us. I made your favorite foods and got flowers. He led me to the living room, where it was filled with colorful roses. His face showed careful anticipation. Do you like it? I forced a smile. It's okay. He paused. You look pale. Are you feeling unwell? I shook my head. I'm fine. Sit down for a bit. I'll go to the kitchen. After he went into the kitchen, my brother looked annoyed. Seriously, who has birthday snails for a party? And durian for a fruit? Is he nuts or what? I smiled faintly. Whatever. Sis, my brother looked at me with concern. You're sick. Why do you even come? I want to get that agreement signed quickly. Let's eat, and I'll get you home to rest. I'll handle the rest. I nodded. Before I could reply, I heard my brother shout, Sis! A wave of dizziness hit me, and I fainted. When I woke up, I was in the bedroom. Outside the door, slightly ajar, my brother was facing Felix. My sister inherited dizziness from our mom. It's not a big deal, but it hits her when she gets sick. I didn't know, Felix murmured. Of course, you didn't. My brother sneered. How many times has she been sick, and you weren't there? He took a step forward. She's the type to shoulder everything alone, not wanting to burden others. But she spent 5 years helping you climb out of an emotional pit. 5 years. The number of nights she stayed up drinking with you, can you even count? Felix lowered his head. I owe Clara so much. I'll treat her well from now on. Can you talk to your sister on my behalf? My brother looked at him coldly. Felix, my sister likes you. You get to be my brother-in-law. If she doesn't, you're nothing to me. He paused and continued. Not sure if you remember, my sister's childhood name wasn't Clara. Felix's head shot up. Our dad, in his obsession for his first love, named my sister after her. It broke my mom, who brought my sister to change her name. She stayed for us though. You know why she likes you? When our parents fought, Dad yelled at her to leave. She ran out crying, and you brought her home. You told her it didn't matter if others didn't like her, because you do, standing up to my dad. You might have forgotten, but she didn't. After your breakup, she couldn't stand seeing you fall apart, and chose to be there for you, love you, and support you like anyone would envy. And what have you given her these past 6 years? Now you want to make it right, Felix? Do you really deserve that chance? Enough. Felix closed his eyes in pain. My sister loved snails. My brother stepped closer. But drinking all those nights with you killed her stomach, and she can't eat them now. When Felix came in with a bowl of shrimp porridge, I was sitting up. Are you still feeling unwell? He anxiously touched my forehead. I shook my head. Felix, is the agreement signed? Clara, his eyes wet. I was so wrong. I'll change, be a good husband. Felix, I cut him off gently. I'm allergic to shrimp. He froze. Our eyes met, and tears streamed from his. I'll get plain porridge. No need, Dad. I shook my head. I'm sorry. He wiped his tears. My favorite flower is the purple larkspur. Okay, his voice broke. I'll bring that next time. But we both knew there wouldn't be a next time. Love that was never nurtured has withered, never to bloom again. And the larkspur, my favorite flower, means freedom. 3 years later, I was vacationing on a little European island. Living the life, are you? I opened my eyes to see Carrie in a swimsuit. After divorcing Felix, I moved my medical headquarters to another coastal city. The local office operates as a branch, managed by Carrie. She's since moved out from her in-laws and commands respect at home. Jason patented a medical device last year, cleared his debt to me early, and leads one of our tech teams now. He's even done some interviews, getting a bit famous. With them and the other competent managers, I've had more peace of mind. Lucky I invited you to join me, I laughed, handing her a bottle of cold water. She sat next to me, grinning. You were smart to leave that cesspool early. So much drama now, it's exhausting just hearing about it. Oh, it's about your ex-husband, Carrie chuckled. So after you left, he resorted back to drinking again. But it turns out, well, this is what I heard. Lily went to the bar in your clothes to find him. He must have been drunk and mistook her for you. And they, well, you know. A month later, Lily's pregnant. Felix was pissed, didn't want to marry her, told her to abort it. But Lily's mom, a well-known surgeon abroad, stormed into his house with a scalpel. That's too much, I laughed. In the end, Felix married Lily, but they fight every day. Lily's a drama queen since the pregnancy, you know, crying and all. Felix insists on filling their house with purple larkspurs, but Lily hates them. Neighbors have been complaining to the property management. I guess she was always a bit too emotional, so she lost the baby. And over on Felix's side, somehow he got tricked into signing a few big contracts and got scammed out of a couple billion by a company insider. Now his family is upset, and the old man is blaming Lily for ruining their luck, pushing them to get a divorce. I heard Lily's mom is on her way with a scalpel again. I wonder how it'll go this time. Gosh, you don't seem very interested. This is the juiciest gossip from our area recently. I chuckled. Yeah, not really interested. Maybe it's because those people don't have anything to do with me anymore. Anyway, enough about that. Carrie looked around. Where's your mom? Not with you. She's off to another island with her boyfriend. After my parents divorced, my mom wasn't planning on dating again. But then she ended up sitting in on university courses in the UK and met a university professor in his 40s. He fell for her right away and went all out. She couldn't resist it. And your brother? Still not dating anyone? I shook my head. He's busy with opening a branch office in Europe. He's still young. When the time is right, he'll meet someone. What about you? I smiled. Why are you asking so many questions? Just care about you, that's all. I looked at the vast ocean and the sky in the distance. As for me, my phone buzzed. It was a message from Jason. The test was successful, and we're planning new patent materials for tomorrow. He even added a cute pouting emoji at the end. I smiled. When I meet someone who makes my heart race again, of course, I'll take the leap. After all, the world's a wonderful place, isn't it? The end.